research. Ito yung gusto kong makita. Though I will not be checking yung mga group na hindi ko hawak, dapat this is how you collate and organize your data. So this is from group 5, section A. So the first folder is about the assigning of code, no? So you have here all the code assignment across all participants. So individualize yan. So after, and pwede itong simultaneous as you collect your data, as you perform your interview, pwede na kayo mag-transcribe agad, no? Bawat tapos ng interview para nakikita rin yung nagiging response ng informant ninyo, just like this one. Okay? And you know naman how to transcribe. At dito sinama din nila yung segmentation as you would notice here. So may segmentation na. Okay? So transcription and then segmentation. So that is the first folder. Okay, so this is the first folder, code assigning. And then that's actually our step number 1, no, in my discussion. By the way, you can always go back to my recorded discussion na in-upload ko naman in an online site para view nyo rin anytime. So after code assignment, you have your initial categories per participant din to. Of course, ihilera nyo lang lahat ng segmentation nyo rito sa first column. And then afterwards, you will create your own initial categories. Pagsasama-samahin nyo yung mga segmentation na may the same thought. Okay? Ngayon, ano yung paalala ko rito? Sa initial categories, yung maka-come up nyo, yung magagawa nyong initial categories, make sure that it is relevant and would answer your central question. You will always have to go back to your central question, di ba? Yung what is the live experience of the, for example, male nurses in a hospital setting na ganyan-ganyan, or what is the live experience of HIV patient and their mental health, something like that, no? So you always go back to your central question and tignan nyo kung yung gagawin ko bang theme, yung gagawin ko bang initial category na to would answer the central question of our study. So if so, then create that initial category and then ilagay mo doon yung mga thoughts or yung mga in vivo terms or yung segmentation na meron ka na. Okay? So wala naman tayong limit ng numbers dito sa sa initial categories as long as relevant sila sa inyong study. Okay? Wala rin tayong limit sa mga sa mga segmentation na pwede nyong ilagay as long as talagang under siya ng initial category na yon. Okay? And then afterwards, dito naman sa description or meaning, bigay lang kayo ng concise and brief description of what this is all about. For example, privileges of female nurses. So what is it all about? Para lang meron kayong konting idea kung ano ba yung initial category na yon. Okay, what is that all about? Okay, so just like this one. Okay, dun sa video naman na recorded ko, I have it. I discussed this. Kaya I'm just showing to you. That should be your second folder. Pinapakita ko lang sa inyo how are you going to collate and organize your data. Okay, so done now with the code assigning and then meron na kayong initial category for your you have your initial category for the step number 2. Pakita ko lang din pala yung file natin para yung sa recorded discussion ko para nasusundan din. Okay, so ayan. So ito ay yung discussion ko na to hanggang sa maka-come up na kayo with your final themes, no? Okay, step number 2. Okay, next natin. So now that you are done. So let's go back dito sa sinabi natin sa initial codes. You now have to formulate the initial categories. No, you need to create a master list of the initial categories. Ngayon, so for individual client, for individual informant to, just like this one. Okay, so ito kasi sinama na nila yung initial code, pero pwede namang ito naman, pwede namang ito lang siya, initial categories. Pero at least dito sa group namin, medyo nakikita na nila yung pwedeng maging initial code and the themes in mind, no? Pero dito sa folder na to, the analyzing lang, or parang ihilera nyo lang, ito yon. Step number 3, ito yon guys, no? Para hindi malito. Create a master list. Ito lang siya. Okay, lahat lang ng initial categories per participant, pagsasama-samahin nyo lang. Okay? So again, from here, code assignment or yung transcription and yung segmentation, that's the first step. Second step is yung forming your initial categories. The third step is yung creating a master list. No, you have to create a master list of the initial category. Ito yon. Okay? And then, para mas ma-analyze nyo siya for patterns, for you to be able to analyze it for patterns and connections, gawan nyo ng ganitong table. Okay? Gawan nyo ng ganitong table across all participants. Guys, don't be confused ha. Nasa initial categories pa lang to. Step number 3 pa lang tayo. Okay? Kung saan inhilera natin lahat ng initial categories across all participants. So, ito ay nanggaling from here. Okay, from step number 2. Step number 1 is you created your transcription and segmentation. Step number 2, you created your initial categories. And from there, you have an initial category na, di ba, per participant. Yung step number 3, ihilera lang yung initial categories per participant and across all participant. Ito yung per participant, ito yung across all participants. Bakit natin ginagawa yon? So that you can check for, you can see the patterns and connections sa mga nabubuong initial categories. Makikita nyo rito, dito nyo guys makikita, this is where you can prove to your panelists na you are arriving sa data saturation na tinatawag. Kasi kung walang nagre-recur na initial category dyan, you are poor with your data saturation. Okay? So pwedeng gumamit na kayo dyan ng same words. For example, family contribution to success, ito naman family support, same lang yon, right? So pwede yung kulayan yan kung ano yung mga same thought na initial category across all participants. Okay? Another one, you have here juggling roles. Ito, juggling roles and responsibilities. Ayan. So we have 3. And then coping mechanism, ayan siya, nakakulay ng gray, coping mechanism. Organizational support, ayan siya. Okay? So dito, sa step number 3 in creating your master list, tignan nyo kung ano yung similar categories across all participants. And then, pwede kayong mag-reword, no? Pwede kayong mag-reword ng categories. And then you check for any connections and for patterns. Yun naman yung significance ng creating a master list, which is your step number 3. Okay? Now, i-benchmark ko lang tong sa isang grupo ko, sa 3B group number, I don't know kung anong group na ba sila. 3B group number 3. Okay? You may do this one, naka-per folder siya, para mas madaling balikan ng RA nyo. And pwede rin ganito, this one. It's also a good practice, no? Ito yung ginawa nila. So, naka-hyperlink yung pinaka-data. For example, participant 1, ito yung kanilang step number 1, which is the segment, the transcription. So, pipindutin na lang yan ng RA nyo para mapunta doon sa pinaka-file, which is good. And then, the assignment of code or yung pinaka-segmentation nila. So, ayan. And then, yung pag-form ng initial category, ayan. Okay? And then, add na lang kayo ng table for the created master list of the initial category and so forth. No, pwedeng ganun yung gawin nyo. I'm just showing this as a best practice. And then pwede rin ganito, kagaya ng sinabi ko, pwede rin ganito. Again, we are doing this para organize yung inyong data at maayos yung pagkakakolate ng data. Okay, so the step number 3, no? It's all about ano pa lang. Step number 3 is all about creating a master list for initial category. So medyo na-advanced lang yung title natin ano, sa group number 3. So this is creating a master list. Master list of initial category. So yan, now that you have, for example, now that you have a master list such as this one, doon naman na rin kayo pupunta sa step number 4, which is you identify patterns and code and connections from the initial categories para ma-formulate nyo yung initial code, no? So ito na yon. Ano ba yung naka-title sa kanila? So this is titled as, ito dapat siya, identify patterns and connections para magkaroon kayo ng codes. So ibahin lang natin yung title. So yung number 4 is all about identifying patterns and connections para maka-come up with initial codes. So meaning, ayan, gagawa kayo uli per participant, no? Ang purpose itong number 3, creating a master list of the initial categories. Ang purpose nito is para lang ma-familiarize kayo sa mga naging initial categories across all participants. Yung step number 3 ha, ang purpose is para ma-familiarize kayo across all participants of the categories nila. Para makita nyo ano yung mga recurring categories, ano yung mga, and then yung data saturation, if na-achieve nyo yung data saturation. So that's the purpose. Going to step number 4, from that initial categories, you can formulate your initial codes. And how do we do that? Per participant ulit. Okay, for example, this one, this is the initial category for participant A, na random pa lang siya. Since na-review mo na sa taas dito across all participants, nakita mo na yung ano yung initial categories from other participants, nagkakaroon ka na ng idea kung paano mo pwedeng i-present or i-grouping yung categories na to. Okay? And then from there, kapag nagkaroon ka na ng idea ng patterns or ng connections bawat categories, pwede mo na ngayong ayusin yan per participant, which is this one. Okay? Halimbawa, ito, random pa to. In creating from initial category, guys, ito yon magiging initial code. So how do we do that? So ito yung original initial categories. Hindi random lang yan, hindi pa siya ayos logically. So aayusin mo lang siya. So dito ka na pupunta, no? Aayusin mo siya, pagsasama-samahin mo yung mga, or kumbaga i-group mo yung mga categories na pwedeng magkakasama. For example, taking up PhD involuntarily, eto siya. By the way, naka-screen share ako, no? Naka-share of screen ako, guys. Are you with me, guys? Guys, naririnig po? Students? Ay, students. Okay, o sige. Ay, sumagot, naka-thumbs up. Okay, so yun. Taking up PhD involuntarily, nasaan siya? Eto siya. Taking up PhD involuntarily. Pwede siyang kasama ng unconventional. Nasaan si unconventional? Hanapin ko lang. Ito siya. And then preconception of PhD, eto siya. So pinagsama-sama ko siya kasi sa theme, yung nabuo sa akin na idea is pwede ko siya, ito yung mga experiences na before taking a PhD or ito yung pwede maging unplanned journey. So, itong tatlo, tinake ko as one initial code at ang initial code ko doon ay unplanned journey. Okay? So, you see, itong pag-create ng initial code, again, you analyze for patterns and connection across all categories. Pwede, i-shuffle mo yan, tignan mo kung ano yung patterns. At pag may nabuo ka ng pattern, out of that, pwede ka na magkaroon ng initial code. Pwede kang magsama-sama ng mga initial category to come up with initial code. Pwede rin naman yung initial category na yon ay isang initial code na. Okay? Pwede mo siyang i-reword para sa iyong initial code. Okay, another one. Dito, naisip ko na pwede akong magkaroon, nung na-analyze ko 'to, pwede akong magkaroon ng perseverance and dedication amidst difficulty. So with that, kinuha ko lang yung mga initial categories na pwedeng mag-fall under this code. Okay? So nilagay ko rito yung perseverance amidst difficulty, ito yon. The urge to quit, ito yon. Self-motivation, andyan din yon. And then promotion, andyan din yon. Okay? So meaning, yung mga initial categories na 'to, it falls under the initial code na perseverance, and dedication amidst difficulty. Okay? So you see, may basis kung saan nanggaling yung initial code natin. Okay? From our initial category. Now that, ayun, gagawin nyo lang yan across per participant. Okay? To come up with initial code. Kapag nagawa nyo na yan sa lahat ng participant nyo, then you will proceed to your step number 5. Okay? So, punta kayo sa step number 5. Dapat may folder kayo. So, dito sa identify pattern and connections to come up with initial codes, isa-isa uli yan, no? Then you will come up, the next folder should be about number 5, which is you create a master list. Let me just check. Analyze pattern and connections to formulate themes of your study by creating this kind of master list. Okay? This time, a master list of your initial codes na. Okay? Sige, ayusin ko lang. Master list of initial codes. Okay. So dito class, kung mapapansin nyo, yung step number 3, it's a master list of initial categories. Don't get confused. Ay, nawala. Sorry. Sige, master list. Master list of initial categories. So don't get confused. Itong step number 3, ito yung master list ng initial categories natin. And then, nung meron na tayong master list ng initial categories, nagkaroon na tayo ng initial codes. And then from there, yung step number 5, you will be creating again another master list, pero this time, the master list of initial code. Okay? So what's the purpose? Ito siya. Balikan lang natin yung step number 3, 'di ba? Inulit natin yung parang step number 3. Kasi yung step number 3 is this one, the master list of initial categories. Ibang-iba to sa step number 5 natin. Again, this step number 3 is our initial categories pa lang. 'Di ba? It's across all participants. And then from here, we identified initial codes. Nagkaroon tayo ng initial code per participant. At nung natapos natin yon sa step number 4, we proceed to step number 5, wherein we have to analyze for patterns ulit and connections, this time from our initial codes para makapag-formulate tayo ng themes of our study. So, eto siya. Okay? So, dito, sa master list ng initial code na, ihilera mo uli yan. Okay? Tignan mo ngayon uli. You have to analyze for another patterns and connections. Okay? Tingnan mo uli yung mga magkakamuka. Tingnan mo uli yung mga, guys, pwedeng hindi naman magkakamuka. Pwedeng may isang code dyan na striking. Na walang kamuka pero striking and could also answer your central question. Okay? Kasi may nagtanong, "Sir, dapat po ba yung mga initial code lang po natin ay common? Ito yung mga common across all participants or pwede po kami magsama ng initial code na striking that could answer the central question?" And the answer is yes. Okay? So pwede kayo magsama ng initial code na hindi man common sa ibang participant na, for example, nag-surface lang siya sa isang participant or I mean nag-surface lang siya, yeah, sa isang participant pero striking siya, kakaiba siya, yet it could also answer your central question. Pwede niyo siyang isama as part of the initial code. Okay? Pero ang common is that yung mga initial code na common na magkakapareho sa bawat participants natin. Yun yung common na nilalagay natin, no? Para maging valid siya. Okay? So yan, you analyze for patterns again and connections across all the participants. This time, the initial codes. No? Pwede ka mag-color coding uli dyan. And then, afterwards, okay, after this one, you now have your list of themes. Okay, number 6 is the list of themes. Okay, ang ipapakita ko sa inyo is this one. Okay? Ay, by the way, another question pala, may nagtanong, "Sir, ilang codes po ba? Ilang codes po ba yung dapat mayroon?" So, wala naman tayong limit as to number of codes na ha. We are talking about codes here. Wala naman tayong limit, pero usually, it's more than 7 or pwede mag more than 10 yan per participant. Okay, for example, this one, di ba yung initial code ko rito kay participant C, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 initial code for participant C. For participant A, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? It varies, no? It varies kung ilan yung magiging initial codes ninyo. Okay? Magkakaiba yan. Magkakaiba rin naman yung number ng initial, pwede magkakaiba. Pwede magkakaiba ng number, pero dito kasi nakikita na natin kung ano yung pinaka-common across all participants. For example, ito, significant relational influences, common siya across participants A, B, C, D, E. Okay? And then, ayan yung mga common actually, this one. Ayan no, common na siya. Yung wording, pwedeng isang wording or statement na lang yung gamitin nyo. Okay, by the way, dito sa initial code, ito yung mga common. Di ba sabi ko nga, ito yung mga common na codes, ihilera lang natin across all participants para madali nating matrace kung sino yung mga participants yung nagsabi or yung may thought or experience na yon. Okay? So yan. So, ayan, unplanned journey, lahat sila meron. PhD program and learners from all walks of life, lahat sila meron. Okay? So dito, hinilera na natin lahat ng initial codes na common across all participants. I just don't know kung bakit ko siya kinulayan ng gray. Pero again, kapag meron na kayong initial code, dito, nakikita nyo na yung mga same experiences, okay, across all participants. Ihilera nyo sila ng magkakatapat. Okay, so that's it. And then again, you check for patterns and connections para sa inyong last step, which is you finalize your major and minor themes. Okay, ito na yun, list of theme. Okay, I'll give you this example. So this one, itong study na to or research is all about the experience of nurses in providing health services to Isla Pamarawan. Okay, ano ba yung experiences ng mga nurses sa pagpo-provide ng healthcare sa isang secluded area or isla which is Pamarawan. So ito yung initial code nila. So they have how many initial codes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, so more than 15 initial codes. So, meron silang sinend sa akin pero inayos ko na 'to, okay? Kasi nung tinignan ko, though they have the idea, in-improve ko na lang. Nung tinignan ko parang ang gusto nilang i-present 'no, na experience would be, ano ba yung context in the Isla Pamarawan, in the island nung first na napunta yung mga nurses dun. So meaning, ano yung context of healthcare services in an island? Yun yung nakita ko. So second, nakita ko na parang may stories din about the adaptation, about the professionalism and the vocation of being a nurse. So yun yung nakita ko kaya ginawa ko siya as second major theme. And then yung pangatlong major theme ko would be about the people. Ano ba yung mga natulong ng mga nurses na 'to sa mga tao naman. So makita niyo guys, yung major theme, related sila yet the focus is from different perspective. Itong focus ng number one is all about the island. Yung focus ng number two is all about the nurses. And yung focus ng number three is all about the people in the island. Yet, connected pa rin yung tatlo na yan. Okay? So from there, um, again ang magiging basis nyo dito would be your initial codes. Tignan kung ano yung mga pwedeng ilagay under the context of the island. So ito yung mga nilagay nila for the context of the island. So you have here the challenges due to insufficient supplies and limited facilities, healthcare provision challenges, shortage of healthcare workers, and call for accessible healthcare. So ito yung itsura ng island before or even ngayon, no? Ito yung mga challenges. And then there's always a call for accessible healthcare. So kaya iyon yung naging major theme natin. Ngayon, tignan nyo kung pwede pa bang ma-subdivide yung initial codes na yan. Okay? And then we subdivided the code, no? I mean, yeah, we subdivided this code into two minor themes. Kasi kung mapapansin nyo, itong tatlo na to, challenges due to insufficient supply, healthcare provision challenges, shortage of healthcare workers. Itong tatlo na to is all about challenges, right? It's all about yung scarcities. Kaya naman, pinagsama-sama tong tatlo na to into a one minor theme and it was titled as Scarcities and Difficulties, Challenges in Facilities, Supplies, and Healthcare Providers. So magkakasama yung tatlo na yan into one minor theme. And then itong call for accessible healthcare, since wala naman na siyang kasama, as is na siya as a minor theme, which is a call for health accessibility amidst isolation. So meaning, itong dalawang minor themes na to is nakapaloob pa rin sa ating major theme, which is about the context of healthcare services in an island. Okay? So guys, don't for it has to be seamless. Dapat connected from the initial code to the minor theme to your major theme. Seamless dapat yung tatlo na yan. Okay? Dapat yung basis mo sa initial code is your initial category. Ang basis mo in coming up with your minor theme is your initial code. Yung basis mo sa pagka-come up with major theme is your minor theme and your initial codes. Okay? So mamaya I'll entertain question, no? So yun yung unang major theme, the context of the island. At ito yung kanyang mga minor theme. Okay? So sabi ko nga, it's through analysis, through identifying patterns and connections across all these initial codes. Doon mo lang marirealize yung mga major themes and minor themes na possible. Okay? Sige, tuloy tayo. And then, afterwards, we have the second major theme. Sabi ko nga, di ba, yung second major theme, nakita ko dito sa kanilang initial code, parang it's all about nurses. And ano yung mga ginawa ng nurses doon sa Isla Pamarawan. So with that, naisip ko na it's all about professional nurses on call and at your service. So dito, Itong unang tatlo sabi ko, parang naisip ko na it's all about the nurse and the island. So there is transition and community engagement. Okay? So itong initial codes na tatlo na to, nakapaloob siya in this minor theme, which is the nurse and the island, yung transition, at saka yung community engagement. And then the next minor theme is about the nurses' adaptation and resiliency. So paano mapapakita yon? How the nurses deal with emotional stress, how their learnings and their professional growth, yung kanilang strategies develop, and how they manage and deal with unexpected situation. Kung mapapasin nyo, so itong apat na to is all about the nurses and their resiliency and adaptation. Kaya pinagsama yung apat into one minor theme. Pero itong dalawang themes na to, pag pinagsama mo, the major theme is about adaptation and resolution. Okay? So, professional nurses on call and at your service. And then finally, the last story, the final story is about the provision of healthcare na. Kung mapapansin nyo guys, dito, ito yung mga challenges, 'di ba? Wala pang story about kung paano nagbigay ng healthcare kasi pinakita muna natin yung context sa isang island. Pinakita muna natin yung context. And then nagkaroon ng intervention, nagkaroon ng adaptation, nagkaroon ng resolution. And then after which, pinakita natin yung provision of healthcare. Okay? Yung na-meet na natin yung needs of the people in a remote island. Okay? So may dalawang minor themes and again, the minor theme is related to the initial codes. Okay. So sino po yung nag-identify again ng major theme and ng minor theme? Kayo as researcher. Ang mahalaga, you are familiar with the codes for the patterns and connections. Once you are familiar, doon nyo naman paglalaro-laro kung ano ba talaga yung gustong ikwento sa inyo ng participant nyo. Kasi kayo naman yung na-immerse sa interview. And as you do your interview, nakikita nyo ano ba talaga yung storya na gustong i-unfold ng participant nyo. And with that, you can come up with the major theme and then minor theme. Okay? Guys, logical dapat. May nagtanong sa akin, paano po ba yung presentation ng major theme? It should be logical. Ano ba yung unang storya? Ano ba yung pangalawa? Kumbaga, ano yung introduction, ano yung laman, yung nakapaloob, and then ano yung nasa last part? What is the end part? Okay? So that is how you will organize your major theme. Of course, the first theme should be about yung umpisa, and then the second theme is about the middle part, the last theme is about the end part. Di naman laging tatlo yung major themes, guys, no? Pwedeng apat, pwedeng lima, depending on you. My point here is that dapat lang logical yung presentation. Okay, for example, ano ba yung nauna? Challenges, coping, or intervention? 'Di ba? Of course, ang mauna dyan, yung mga challenges, right? So pwedeng i-present mo muna yung challenges, the major theme, the first major theme is about the challenges, right? Kasi iyon naman talaga yung una. This is about the logical presentation of the major themes, no? So you have the challenges first, followed by the interventions. Of course, bago ka magkaroon ng coping or bago ka magkaroon ng success, 'di ba? There should be an intervention, right? May gagawin ka muna. And then after the intervention, what comes next? Is it the coping or the success na? Okay? So the point is, kailangan logical yung pagpe-present niyo ng story, which is evident by your major theme. Okay? Ano dapat yung mauna? In your experience or in your story, ito ba munang major theme na to? Or ito major theme na to? Or ito? Okay? And then, how do we present the wordings or the statements for the major and minor themes? Pwede pong pag ganito talaga siya. Pwede kayong may colon. Pwede naka-colon siya. Guys, wag lang maging OA, no? May mga nababasa kasi ako na overacting na sa pagkaka-state ng kanilang major theme and minor theme na out of the context na. Nawawala na yung pinaka-context or story na gusto nilang palabasin. Kailangan yung mga gagamitin yung wordings somehow related pa rin sa minor or sa initial codes nyo. Okay? And wag naman masyadong malalim. Not too deep or highfalutin na hindi na maintindihan ng ating mambabasa, na kayo na lang yung nakakaintindi. Wag ganon, no? It should be simple yet striking yung ating statement na gagamitin or wordings na gagamitin for the major and minor themes. Okay? Pwede namang hindi siya naka-colon just like this. Okay? Or pwede na naman naka-colon. Okay? So kayo, sino yung mag-iisip niyan? Kayo. Use your creative minds in doing your major and minor themes. And in presenting the chapters 4 and 5, we present it in a way na major themes muna, followed by the minor themes, and then the in vivo statements. Okay? So yan, this is the list of theme. And then after you come up with the list of theme, you will present your, you need to have a figure. Pakita ko lang yung figure na ginawa nila. Okay, yung figure na unang ginawa nila is this one. Ayan. So you will see, parang eye-soaring, di ba? Parang, titignan mo pa lang, parang may stress ka na agad sa arrangement, sa structure, di ba? So parang masakit sa mata. Kaya sabi ko, you revise it in a simple way na logical yung pagkaka-present. Kasi if you will use this one, anong maunang major theme dyan? Ano yung susunod? So, nung inedit nila, naging eto na. O, di ba, medyo simple na hindi na eye-soaring. Kaya lang, hindi naman logical. Andito yung challenge sa dulo. Dapat mauuna to. So, left to right, guys. No? Left to right. If you will utilize this, for example, as your figure, left to right, tapos, yung first muna, of course, first major theme, followed by the second major theme, and then last major theme. And then nasa ilalim, of course, yung mga minor themes. Pwedeng ganito. Sabi ko nga sa kanila, they can create a background pa at the back na related to isla, Pamarawan, for example, or related to the story na sasabihin nila. Pero not to, not to creative na parang naging art na siya. Yung simple lang naman, simple figure that would represent or that is unique sa study ninyo. Okay? So yan. And then now, sa inyo, sa mga nakikinig ngayon, I would advise na you create your own, kumbaga parang pangalan ng naisip nyong framework na to. For example, dito sa aking study, Unfolding of a New Beginning, the meaningful journey of doctorally prepared nurse educators. Iyon yung naging pangalan ng framework ko na to. Though it's not a theory, though it is not a theory, it's like a framework. Bigyan nyo ng pangalan. Okay, bigyan nyo ng pangalan yung framework na magagawa nyo. Guys, saan ang galing to? Doon sa list of theme natin. So dito, hindi ko pa napagawa sila ng pangalan nila, pero there should be a name kung ano yung magiging pangalan ng pinaka-framework na to. Okay? And then, yon. So, that's how I am going to check, especially to my group. Ewan ko lang sa ibang grupo, kasi medyo ang dami ko rin ginagawa. Medyo parang may stress na rin ako sa buhay. Medyo nakaka-stress din. So, yung other group, I will let your RAs, to check your progress. I will let your RAs to check your progress. You ask them to check yung mula step 1, yung ito, step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, hanggang sa pinaka-figure na magagawa ninyo. Okay? At dun sa grupo ko, again, gawin na hanggang sa pinaka-figure din, hanggang sa step number 6. And I will trace kung tama yung nagagawa step by step. Guys, pwede kayong mag-redefense kapag mali yung nagawa ninyo. Halimbawa, yung step number 1 nyo, mali na yung interview, hindi comprehensive, hindi tama yung natatanong yung question sa participant, pwede na kayong mag-redefense doon. O kaya, nagtuloy-tuloy kayo hanggang step number 6, tatlo lang pala yung respondents nyo. Do you think you will achieve data saturation with that? Definitely not. No? So, kailangan ma-prove nyo sa amin, sa panelists nyo, na talagang rigor. Di ba? In qualitative, we establish rigor and trustworthiness. And how do we do that? By um, arranging our data analysis in this manner. Okay? So that's how you are going to follow your data analysis. Ngayon, yung write-up ng chapters 4 and 5, I will leave it up to you. Nasa recorded discussion ko yun. Guys, in-upload ko na lang sa online. Pinasend ko sa president nyo yung link where you can watch the recorded discussion. Um, just ano na lang, tawag dito, just watch na lang that recorded discussion. I just meet you today para lang maging clarify sa atin how are we going to trace your qualitative data analysis and to clarify things kung may question kayo. Pero in a nutshell, in writing your chapters 4 and 5, you will start with major theme followed by the minor theme. Okay? Isang discussion na yon, tapos gagamit kayo ng in vivo statements, no? So, ganyan siya. Again, I will not discuss, just watch na lang my recorded discussion on how do you do that. By the way, yung part 4, I mean the discussion part, integrated siya sa sa theme, no? Wala sa format kasi ng manuscript natin. In chapter 4, yung discussion part naka-integrate siya sa discussion ng ng chapter 4. So meaning halimbawa, itong major theme mo or itong sub-theme or minor theme mo about ano ba 'to? Wala pala tong sub-theme. For example, this main theme, behind the curtain, so lahat ng discussion mo about this major theme, ilalagay mo na dito sa chapter 4. Wala nang separate na discussion part. Okay? Kumbaga, isang discussion lang siya. Ganon din dito. Dito, sa sharpening the saw, meron siyang minor theme or sub-theme na role juggling. So, lahat, represent mo yung data, and then at the same time, yung mga nag-corroborate, nag-contradict, and your further discussion of this minor theme, nakapaloob na siya dito sa chapter 4. Okay? Kasi itong may separate discussion is sa ibang format yon. Okay, yun lang naman yung pinagkaibahan, no? Yung arrangement lang ng presentation, pero nonetheless, it's just the same. Okay? So yun, please watch na lang the recorded discussion on how do you do the write-up ng chapters 4 and 5. Okay? Ang concern ko lang is para lang mas maging clear, may pakita sa inyo yung um, steps in performing qualitative data analysis and also kung paano i-check, paano nyo i-organize such as this one, yung inyong data. Okay? Make sure na natutulungan, nag-guide kayo ni RA. Sige, this time I'll entertain questions from you guys. Anyone may question po about my discussion or about your group, even your group concern?